A strange evil affects the lives of those in the great house of Collinwood. Deceit and treachery are becoming a way of life. And in a hotel room in the neighboring village, Elizabeth Stoddard hears of a plot. A plot which Paul Stoddard insists threatens them all as he begs her help. She makes a strange and sudden decision.
I want you to come back to Collinwood, Paul.
You want me to do what?
Well, if you know something of this threat to all of us, then you're the one to help us fight it.
But you once said that you would never allow me to set foot in that house again.
Well, I have a right to be wrong, haven't I?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
I don't know how it will be for us, but you've convinced me that you're acting out of love for Caroline. And that's all that matters to me. Where is she, Paul?
She's at the station waiting for me.
Well, go and get her and bring her here. I'll phone Collinwood and tell him to expect us. Give me Collinsport 6817, please. Everything is all right now. He's returning to Collinwood with me.
Excellent. You have done well.
Mother has asked you back?
We don't have to go anywhere.
But Father...
Well, Carolyn, what's wrong?
I don't understand her. She's been so firm, so bitter.
Yes, but she can't stand to lose you either. She believes me, Carolyn. She's going to help us fight them. You don't believe that?
I don't know what I believe.
I feel like such a fool. Your mother always said that I did everything so melodramatically. Here we are, and the train is waiting.
I don't know why. I have the feeling we should get on this train. Leave here.
But Carolyn, with your mother on our side, we have nothing to worry about. Everything will be all right.
Will it, Father? Will it?
Come on, dear. Let's go home.
I think I drove that car, determined to kill the man who was to meet Carolyn. And that man was you, Quentin. I must kill you now. No. You saved me once when dawn was coming. I owe you one chance at life. The same chance you gave me. But only one. After that, I will have paid my debt. I can do whatever I must then.
We'll put you in the blue room.
Father.
Now, Paul.
Well, it's nice to be greeted by such a friendly face.
You won't find much changed.
It's good to be back. It is. It was a long, hard fight, but I won. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who helped make this moment possible. Things are going to be different this time. I mean, I'm going to be different. You'll see.
We know, Father.
Perhaps I keep telling myself to make sure I really understand. Well, why don't we all have a drink? That's what normal, ordinary people do on a festive occasion.
It's a wonderful idea. We should have champagne.
No. Whiskey for your father.
Father?
Sherry, please.
It's really very quiet out here, isn't it?
You used to complain a lot about that.
Here we are.
Thank you.
Liz, I'm sorry. Oh, my. I need this. To us.
To all of us. And each of us.
I'll have Mrs. Johnson take your bag up to your room.
Oh, I can do that, Mother.
Well,
Well, what?
what do we do first? To fight them, I mean. When I saw his picture out
Oh,
there...
that's the original Barnabas Collins.
Well, it's the same face, the same eyes. No, he'll find out. No one's going to treat me the way he has. He'll see. If only I could think of a way to start.
You must have some idea, Paul.
If I had, I'd have acted on it.
But perhaps it would be better if we simply did nothing for the moment.
Did nothing? You don't know how fast they are. You don't know what they're liable to do next. It could be almost anything. We can't wait, Liz. I didn't come here to wait. You promised me that you would help me fight Barnabas.
The idea. Can't you be content with that?
You didn't believe me. Well, then why am I here? Why?
You're here because obviously everything Carolyn told me is true. You're not well, Paul.
You know very well what's wrong with me.
I do, yes. But do you?
Yes, I certainly do.
I want to help you, Paul. For your sake and for Carolyn's. I meant it when I said we'd fight it together. And I intend to fight this belief that everyone is against you. This madness about a plot.
Madness? I'll show you the note. The note that said, payment due. And now you certainly don't believe that I wrote it to myself.
I'm sure there are many payments due, Paul. You've never been very conscientious about money.
It is not money.
What is it then, Paul? Answer me that. don't know.
I know one thing. Barnabas Collins is an evil man. Yes, evil. And he's not alone. Now, you listen to me, Elizabeth. Those people in that antique shop, they're in this with you. I know it. No, I know it. I know it. They have an organization. You can't tell who's one of them, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, they're going to kill us all. But if you're not going to help me, I am going to the police.
Well, if you want to, Paul, there's not very much I can do to stop you.
I'm going to call them right now.
Exactly what are you going to say? You'd better decide before you call. If you told them what you told me, don't you think they'll find it a little improbable? What crime has been committed, Paul?
You're right. They'd never believe me either. I can't even tell them. You weren't listening. You are one of them. I know it. I know it. Admit it! You'll tell them what you heard. I know it.
Paul, stop it!
She's one of them.
She is not. I trust Dr. Hoffman implicitly. Paul, you must apologize.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's really I who should have apologized to you. I know it did seem as if I was eavesdropping. I just came in.
Then you admit you were listening.
Anyone who came in couldn't help hearing, Mr. Stoddard.
You have met before.
Several times, Carolyn wanted me to see her father.
Mrs. Johnson is as full of complaints as ever. Really, Julie, I wish you'd give her something to improve her disposition. Have you just come from the hospital?
No, I'm just going to the hospital. I stopped here to pick up my bag. Do you want to join me?
Would you mind, Father?
Of course he wouldn't. It'd be good for your father to rest.
You are not going to convince me that I am sick. None of you! So stop trying!
Quentin? 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 Hello, Quentin. I knew we'd see each other again, but I didn't expect it would be here.
Would you like me to have that taken down?
No. I'm not going to let it disturb me.
I'm glad that's your attitude, Paul.
I'm going to make it work for me. Every time I pass that picture, it's going to remind me that I need evidence. Evidence. You see, I didn't imagine this. Elizabeth, I'm not mad. I'm in a curious position of knowing the criminals, but not the crime. But I'll find out. I'll find out.
Well, there's been no change in his temperature. That's good, at least.
But how long can a person remain unconscious?
A long time, unfortunately.
Good evening.
What are you doing here? I gave instructions that there were no visitors allowed.
Working out some of my guilt, I suppose. After all, I am the one responsible for this poor man's unfortunate condition.
Is he still the same, Barnabas?
No, actually, there's been a change.
Hello.
Grant! Oh, Grant!
Grant. Why do you call me that? But who are you? Well, come on, tell me. I'd like to know.
You don't recognize me?
Why would he, Julia?
Yes, why would I?
Well, I've been attending you. I'm a doctor. And I've seen you many times, and 2 or 3 times your eyes were open.
Doctor, right now I'm pretty confused. I wouldn't even know where I was except for this gentleman here. Collinsport, Maine. What am I doing here? Now look, stranger things have happened to me in my life.
What else has happened in your life?
You know, I don't even have a clue. What has happened to me in my life? Don't any of you know? Well, come on, if you do, tell me. You, sir. You thought I looked like someone you knew.
He knows about you through me. Your name is Grant Douglas.
Yes?
We met in an antique shop.
What was I doing there?
Oh, I don't know, browsing, wasting
Did I
time.
buy anything?
No. You asked me for a date.
Well, Grant Douglas is a genius. Whoever he is, his heart is in the right place. And his mind and eyes. I think I like it.
Are you always like this?
You tell me.
Very stupid. If you do ask him if he recognized you, you might have given the whole thing away in front of Carolyn.
Given what away?
The fact that he's Quentin Collins and that he's nearly 100 years old.
That's why you did it.
Did what?
Took his memory away. I knew you had something to do with it.
Julia, be rational. Now, you must listen to me. The man was hit by an automobile. Whatever happened to him, his memory was lost because of that.
Perhaps. But I think that you had something to do with that loss.
Dr. Hoffman checked your identification and found that you live at...
115 Elm Street, Portland, Maine, apartment 3A.
Oh, why can't I remember? I don't know anything about myself. Now, surely someone here must have known me.
Your landlady there said that you had no wife and no immediate relative.
Well, she must have told you something.
Very little.
Well, look, could you bring her here? I've got to find out. Now, look, there may be some clinical case to both of you, but...
No.
Well, then tell me. Who am I? The man who left here said I was someone named Quentin Collins, whoever he is.
He said what?
Quentin Collins, do you know him?
Julia, why would Barnabas say that?
You'll have to ask him, Carolyn.
Well, what's wrong with this Quentin Collins? Why do you seem so surprised?
Because Quentin Collins lived 100 years ago.
Well, then, I can't very well be Quentin Collins, can I? Huh?
Mr. Stoddard, I want something from you.
Well, you're the only one in this house who does.
Perhaps you You are disturbed without reason, but I have a hunch that there is a reason. Now, what story was it that you could not tell the police? And if you know the answer to why Barnabas is behaving in this peculiar fashion, you must tell me.
Well, now, you don't waste time, do you, Doctor?
No, and
You come right to the point.
I hope you will, too.
Oh, yes, I will. Because you are the answer. When I think what a terrible judge of character I am, I thought you were the... But anyway, this Barnabas, he's connected with some group. Some kind of an organization. And they are going to...
Good evening, Julia. Mr. Stoddard, I've come to welcome you back to Collinwood. How nice it must be for you to be home again.
You have quite an effect on him, Barnabas.
Julia.
Do we really have anything to say to each other?
Something must be done. Bringing him here was not the answer. He's been talking. Someone will listen. Believe him. Something must be done.
No. Paul Stoddard will be taken care of by someone else.